Always get you going. Hey, everybody.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to ANDROMEDA7 Celestial Gateway, your gateway for communication, knowledge exchange, love, and just anything you need to know and any kind of help you might need. We're here to help you. Helping others. That's where we get our energy from. And tonight, we have a very special treat. For those who are listeners who aren't able to watch, you'll be able to hear a lot. Hopefully, you'll be able to get on visually. Tonight, we are joined by Julie Ann Margaret in Australia for their live health and wellness expo, and their director is going to share with us a little bit of what that's about. We also have from Australia, Samantha. Hi. Samantha from Chromatic Sequences is back with us this evening.
Yay,
thank you for coming. She is sharing some of her music and vocals with us for the art presentation that we're doing for our tribe members. Dalibor Stucci, Sun Rabbit, he's over there in Germany. Our lovely sister Trina Phoenix in the middle square there. Hey, Trina, from Arizona. Good to see you tonight. And Mandi Moo from on the bottom down there is also from Australia. Now, Mandi has laryngitis, everybody. She can't talk, but she can do sign language. And we're going to try to talk for her a little bit. She's going to be doing some of her artwork during the show. As you can see how she'll be putting together a mandala. Right, Mandi? Nod yes or no. So we'll have to interpret for Mandi. That means I get to be creative in what she's saying.
Right.
Nah, just kidding. So anyway, Laurie, would you do the honors of welcoming everybody in chat real quick, and then we'll turn this over to Jules so she can introduce her friend there.
Yes, be happy to. We have Al Ciriello in the chat room. Hi, Al. Loving your cards. We all received our cards. Very happy with the quality. Great quality. Love them, love them, love them. So great work. Way to go. Got David Castle. Always a pleasure to have you. Hi to Rufus, of course. Give him a big squeeze for us. And let's see, we've got Grandpa Brian. Always a pleasure to see you, Grandpa Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Very, very nice to see you. Gaza, backyard, good to see you. Got some awesome artwork that we're going to show off for you tonight.
Yeah.
Let's see, Kills. My sister Kelly. Hi, Kill. The background I've got up is her backyard. So she's got some amazing pics. She's a great photographer. So
cool.
Got your background, Kill. Isby963, good to see you. Very, very happy you're with us. Mary Wins, always a pleasure. You're a winner in my book. Chloe, it's good to see you tonight, Chloe. Usually you're working, so I'm really happy you're here. Let's see who else we have real quick. I don't want to.
Truth Seeker, Robert.
And Alan, good to see you. Brenda, Milky's mom. Truth Seeker. Let's see who else we have.
Robert V.
Oh, Robert V. Very, very nice to have you with us, Robert V. Always a pleasure as well. Okay. And let's see. Julie, Delaney, good to see you. Delaney Pearl Jones. Awesome, awesome.
Hey, Fieldy.
Field Guy 316, good to see you. I've been checking out those cards you have on your channel. The baseball cards, really cool stuff. And your coins too.
Miss Brenda couldn't be with us up here tonight. She's going to kick back and relax and enjoy the show this evening. And she sent in a little poetry, or actually it's a reading So I'll go ahead and do this because Crystal has some things going on and couldn't be with us tonight. She'll be back
Miss
soon.
you tonight, Crystal.
We miss you, Crystal. Miss that Crystal energy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is from Brenda.
Okay.
She shows this beautiful flower. Looks like a rose, a white rose. Appreciation is the vibration of alignment with who you really are. It is the absence of resistance. It is the absence of doubt and fear. It is the absence of anger towards self and others. It's the absence of everything that feels bad and the presence of everything that feels good. Appreciation and love are identical vibrations. This is from Abraham.
Awesome.
I never looked at it like that before, actually.
Yeah.
It's a fresh perspective on it, Brenda. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Brenda. Very sweet of you.
Well, Jules, tell us what this expo is all about there and what's going on there in Australia.
Well, I've got Rosalind here beside me. She's one of the shops. She's got one of the shops in town that has all the crystals, and she's brought other like-minded people together in our Memorial Park. So I'll just put her on, and she can explain from her.
Hi everyone.
Hi, Rosalind. Thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big step out of the comfort zone for me, but I decided that we needed to get some like-minded people together to create a energetic shift and confidence shift in a love space that's been missing around the world. And so I've got 10 different exhibitors, a couple of readers, and some beautiful people have all turned up. We've got some instrumental drumming and that sort of thing going on. So I'm really looking forward to continuing this experience more often. So yeah,
excellent.
Virgin flight for my my experience, but it's amazing, and I'm really looking forward to doing more.
Well, I was looking at your flyer and the kinds of activities that you have under there, including Reiki healing, yoga, meditation, mindfulness, art, dance, music, all these different things that you've brought together. Is people don't generally say, "Oh, that's Health Expo," but health and wellness has to do with all those frequencies in this frequency shift. Yeah. So that's fantastic.
The name for the expo is very special to my heart. It's a combination of my children's names and honoring the experience that's having those lovely beings in my life has given me and made me who I am, I think, and it's an honor to them and part of the growth that we've all had to go through. And I feel if you had that really deep conversation with everyone here, you would get similar stories of journeys of the heart that have had to find a way to get through and still shine their light and still be in a love space. So I'm really happy that I've been able to do this, and thank you, Julie, for getting me connected and everything like that. So the flyer itself was designed by one of my children's partners. They are
that one or that one.
Happy energy.
Yeah, I didn't have to tell her much about what I wanted to express, but she designed this, and it was the first design that she did. It was amazing. It was instantly connected. She's done a lot of the graphics for my new logo and that sort of thing, and her and my darling human child that they are an amazing product of their life, and I'm very proud of them.
Great. Getting the young ones involved is important.
Children are a gift, that's for sure.
There's actually a lot of young ones here. I'll just look at the young ones we've got here. Go. So we're going live, guys. Hi.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Good to meet you.
So they're our future. They're our future. They're switched in. They've already got. I've given them my book and undone the spell for them.
Good for you, Jules.
Good for you. Yes.
I'll just take you. I'll do a quick tour around, and then you can get in with the show.
Okay.
So we've got bowls. So here we are. I've got some with crystal bowls.
Oh, okay. Cool.
We're in America, going live, guys. So play us a tune.
Ooh, listen to that. That's pretty.
That's cool. Whoops.
So then we've got another lady here. Say hello.
Hello.
You tell them
Hi.
what you're doing.
Hello. I do pranic healing, and so I'm working with the energies around people's bodies to be able to clear them and help them with the physical and their emotional issues.
Excellent.
Nice.
Very nice. Wow.
Then we've got
That's
a
great.
stall over here with a lot of herbal concoctions.
Excellent.
Right. We've got the drummers over here.
Oh, the drummers. Those are fun.
Then we've got someone over here doing some. You're going live, guys, to America, all over the world.
Hi. Hello.
Then we've got some Reiki healers going here. Got some
Oh,
healing
great.
going on here.
Nice.
Super. Yeah.
And here's
Ooh,
Adam. Here's Adam with his knives again that you saw
Oh,
at the fairy
Adam.
festival.
Hi.
There's
Good to
Adam.
see Adam. Awesome.
He makes
How
those
is everyone
beautiful
today?
crystal knives. Good.
Doing great.
Yeah, have a
Hope you're doing fantastic.
Look at this one.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice one. Yeah.
Yeah.
We still want to have you on, Adam, for your own show so you can explain to everybody how you make these and what goes into it.
A lot of patience, a lot of time, and a lot of heartache as well.
I can imagine.
Have a look at this amethyst here.
Amethyst on one side,
Wow.
clear
Oh,
on
that's
the other.
huge.
Massive.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And then
And here's a new favourite at the moment, actually. I've started working with some A-grade Caribbean calcite. So where's the sun?
Oh.
We need some.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Makes a
That's
beautiful blade. Yeah.
Mm.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Righto. And then
Yeah.
we've got runes here, rune readings. And
Oh, they're
then there's
doing the
another
runes.
gentleman doing some other reading. Yep.
Fantastic.
I love what they're doing here. I love what they're
This is
doing here.
amazing.
Because they're taking all things
This is
spiritual.
Amy here.
You know? Hi,
Hi,
Amy.
There's
Amy.
Amy, and look at all the skulls. See all the skulls. They're all from Rossie's shop.
Oh, wow. Ooh, look
Wow.
at that. Oh, I want one.
Now, Laurie. That's great.
Okay. So there you go, guys. A quick run around. Oh, look, here's two of my beautiful friends I've just met.
Awesome.
Nikki,
Hi.
she's some sexy. Nikki's some sexy Sheila, I tell you. Oh my God! Look at that. Anyway, I'll let you get on with your show, and I'll pop back in later.
Yeah, pop
All
in and out.
right.
Yep.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jules. Enjoy yourself.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
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 We'll see you in a bit. I just love the idea of being able to help them do this and help get them some visual
Mm-hmm.
coverage of this, because they can take this video and share it out with their community and other communities. And it would be really cool to see other communities putting the emphasis on this part of health and wellness. I think it's just fantastic. She says they're waking up there in Australia and dealing with a lot of issues there.
Together too.
Mhm.
It just brings everyone together.
Community spirit, yeah.
Yeah, gotta love that. I'd
So
love
that's
to
just-
see more of that around here.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Well, I wish they would do that around here in Germany, but at present we can't even do flea markets. So
Wow.
Yeah. No, we could do these kind of things here now in the States, in certain states, in certain areas, you know.
Mhm.
But it's really nice to be able to bring that to the community, and I've just never seen it done like that before. I've not been to one of these where the emphasis is on all these different spiritual tools. That's kind of
We have
different.
them in Phoenix. We have
Have
big
you?
ones in Phoenix. Yeah,
I bet
they're
you do.
very
Yeah.
big
They have all the
ones, yeah.
tinctures and the lotions and the
Yeah,
singing
got, like,
bowls and
expos.
crystals. Wow, that's just, I've never
I
been to
love
one.
that. Oh, I would love
Yeah,
that.
they're huge. And then
We
we've
need to do one.
gem and mineral shows in the world. The Tucson Gem and Mineral Store show.
Yeah.
It's famous worldwide. People
Wow.
come from all over the world to go to that specific location.
Yeah.
To sell all of their crystals and stuff, because people come from
Yeah.
all over the world to show their
Yeah.
crystals.
Right.
It's a big venue. Yeah.
Well, let me just tell you what Laurie and I and Jules were kicking around, and Mandi, she can't talk right now, and Dalibor. What we wanted to do is focus on one act. There's so much to cover. And so we chose the mindfulness art activity of the expo because they do have artists there and music, and you saw the drums. And so we decided for the show tonight to kind of mesh with what she's doing is to show some of our own Soul Tribe artistry. You know, there are so many members of our Soul Tribe that have skills and talents, and people you wouldn't expect, people that you have never seen anything out of, and you're like, oh my God, they can sing, or they paint. I mean, Laurie's a painter, and I had no clue. I didn't know. Scott, I gotta have something. I'm like, you do? And so she shows them to me. I'm like, I want every single one of them, you know? So I thought it would be an opportunity, and I'd like to do this periodically, because once other people see this, they're going to, oh, I do that too, or I can do. So it would be nice every now and then if we had a little showcase for our own mindfulness. So what do we mean by mindfulness, and what do we mean by art? So for me, art is not only a form of communication, but meditation.
Mm-hmm.
It's where I find my peace. And Samantha, you can talk to that too. You know how music has helped you to transform, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Is mastery and practicing mastery, playing instrument music. Yeah, definitely. If you don't have concentration, if you will play what you're concentrating on, and if your mind is racing, if you've got that monkey mind happening, there's no way you can. And hit every single note perfect, because
it's
the mind is the center of all of these mindfulness, being aware, paying attention to every single little speck on the page, every single pitch. When you're playing a violin, it's not just pressing buttons like on a guitar between the frets or on a piano. You've got to have that perfect pitch and perfect finger placement, as well as
everything has to be in tandem there, huh?
And if you think dirty thoughts, you play dirty music. If you have any self-doubt, you will make a mistake. It really teaches you the manifestation theory as well, the value of that meditating. You learn to do it before you know that's what you're doing. It's sort of learning a musical instrument tricks you into going into that center focused state before you can even begin. You can't be thinking about anything else when you're reading the sheet music and articulating it.
Right.
So when you start as a child and then you realize later you want to meditate, that I'm actually more effective at doing that while I play music, because you don't think of anything else. You don't have to try and not think. Now,
You're just in that now moment, experiencing it. Yeah.
You don't allow anything to flow through your mind, because it breaks your momentum, it breaks your concentration, it breaks your focus, and so it's one of the tricks of mindfulness, of awareness, of high vibrational. Like a lot of people say to me, why do you go so fast? Can you slow down to an ordinary pace? SAMI goes really, really fast. And then I'll come home and practice Vivaldi, which is like semi-quavers. And it's I mean, just insane. And it occurred to me one day, oh, I don't go fast. I go like this. That's all the time. I'm trained to practice to do that. But people don't experience it a lot. They see athletes run. They see, physical mastery in that way. But music is very internal. You've got to spend 90% of your career in the back room practicing, convincing yourself of doing it and holding that mindset.
Well, we have taken one of your most beautiful pieces, I think, that you submitted, and we have matched that up with Gary Kavanaugh, Gazza Cav, and his artwork. Now, I never knew that Gazza had that kind of ability, and there he is. Hey, Gazza, we're talking about you, buddy. Laurie put together a beautiful video of some of Gazza's paintings. He has many more. He has a very unique style, I feel. It's beautiful. And I was asking him, and he can correct me here in the chat room. I'm like, he has a full-time job. He does all this gardening. He does all this cooking because he's also a professional chef. Where do you find the time to do these kind of paintings? And Gazza says, well, it's an activity at the end of a day to just slow it down. Before I go to bed, I paint for an hour or two. I'm like, are you kidding me? He did all of this with an occasional hour or two.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And it's what he does to wind down, and he can add more there in the chat room, or he can, I sent you a link in case you want to come in, Gary. But so let's bring up Gary's pieces with Samantha's. This is your own composition. Which one did we use for this one? Was it meditation or?
No, it's the other one. I'm sorry, it's
the longer piece. It'll show on the card.
It'll show on here.
And then Samantha can tell us how she created, how that inspired her. So
sounds good. All right, here we go.
All right.
A while.
said to me, for I heard the way you say to me that you want so much more. You want for us so much more. Let's just take a while. It's gonna take a while, and it's reassured by the time that you let it be to become this something, you and me. It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while, and it's reassured by the times that you said to me, let's become this something, you and me.
Awesome.
That was pretty good. Beautiful. Beautiful.
I've never had someone else make a video clip for my music before.
It was a pleasure to do it for you, Theresa. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear it.
Okay.
And then Samantha, you know, Samantha, between those vocals and Gazza's expression of his art, I just, you know, it's just incredible. And Brenda seemed to enjoy that dragonfly there, Gazza.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these pieces aren't even finished yet, and then he has yet others. We could go on for an hour just showing his work. It's just gorgeous. And Gazza sometimes does this as a gift for people. I said, do you have an art gallery? And he's like, no, I was going to be given an art show before I left New Zealand, and it never happened. So he's been over there in Australia, and it'd be really great if we could share this out with some art galleries in Australia so they can see some of his work, give him an art show, you know, or include him in an art show of some kind. So Samantha, tell us, that's a beautiful song. What was the inspiration behind that? Do you mind sharing?
Well, it represents every relationship you have with all other people, whether they're family relationships, intimate relationships, work relationships, and how you don't know where a friendship or a partnership or any interaction you're going to have is going to lead. And specifically about those relationships, those people who are just in your sphere all the time or for a long time, over a period of time, that don't necessarily really seem to have a purpose until all of a sudden.
Yeah.
They've just been there in the background, and then at some random intersection, you start a conversation, whatever it is, and it changes the dynamic of a relationship. It changes the dynamic of all the random little interactions you've had with people over the years, and you know, spiritually as well. It takes a while for me to figure out what is being communicated to me. Those mindful relationships that you have with the words that your mum put into your head, or it took a while for me to figure it out. It took a while for things to develop into whatever they develop into. You know, we all have this huge mindset of I'm doing this, I'm creating this, I'm achieving this. But it took 10 years of songwriting before I wrote anything that I really liked. It took quite a while. But then 10 years on, I looked at what I did 20 years ago and went, wow, that's profound on a whole nother level. So it's the developing relationship that we have with ourselves, with other people, with what we're doing in our world, and how you sort of don't see love coming. You don't see the baby before it's born. It's going to take a while before the baby is born. But it's in there doing what it's got to do. For that, it takes a while until I figure out where this is going or what is actually happening here. And to hold that
a while.
Let it take a while.
It's not a while.
Not, but it will happen. And that was my way of sort of sharing it with how I interact. I'm very I take a very personal person. Very sensitive and aware of interactions with strangers, with animals, with as receiving messages, as direction for my life, and just little things. And I navigate my life because of those random strangers that when you the least expect it kind of moments as well, that and don't mean anything until 10 years from now, or the while that it's just. And all those things that are always there that you're not paying attention to.
Right.
You're not focusing on, you're not even aware of, the girl next door kind of thing. She's just always there. And it's not until you go to Gympie and you see her at the festival and you go, oh, my God.
And there's Jules. She's back with us. What's up, dear?
She was into crystals and cool stuff like that. Because we sort of live in bubbles. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Samantha.
Beautiful.
And we have another piece coming up in a bit. In a bit, we have a few others in between. But Jules is back. How was that, Jules? Did you catch any of that?
Yeah, I saw some of Gazza's work. It looks beautiful. And thank you, Samantha. And thank you all for your gifts and talents, because now's the time to step up and be who you've come here to be. It truly is the hour to walk and talk with trees, out in the garden with the birds and bees. Anyway.
Yep.
No, that was a little. Anyway, I'm just gonna put a random poem
organic
come from the tree behind me. Anyway, I'm gonna put Roz back on to talk about her crystal skulls.
Oh, okay, great.
Hi everyone.
Awesome. Hi, Roz.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Great. Glad to see what you've got.
Yeah. One of my little favourite things to sell are the crystal skulls. And the reason why I got connected with them, I had the honour of sitting with the Mitchell Hedges skull of love. One of the first crystal skulls found, in 1997. Wow. I didn't know anything about it back then, but it basically helps me to get over a huge shift in my life where I left my first husband, had 3 young kids, and I was like, oh my God, life really sucks. But I went to this expo and I sat in front of the crystal skull, and it basically made my heart burst open. And I was just like, all that negativity, the sadness, and all of that sort of stuff just dropped away. So my passion for crystal skulls was born out of that. I don't have any of my own personal skulls here today, but these are all for sale, ranging from this tiny little thing here. She's a crazy lace agate, and we have citrine, lots and lots of different ones. And basically what the purpose of them is so that you connect with the energy that's connected to the crystal skulls, because all of them have a special vibrational energy that will help you to move through some issues that you have maybe. And these little guys are just all give you a name. When you connect with them, they can call you from kilometers away. Like if you were really to, focus on all of these different smiley faces, one of them might even call out to one of you guys on the chat here. So you just have to, get in contact with me through whatever, There's a salesperson coming out of me. I can sell my
Okay,
Look
Jules.
at those. Wow, just look at those.
I want one so bad.
This is the Black Obsidian, and he's got some beautiful soft stripes happening. Sorry, you can't see it in there.
Wow,
that is amazing.
Oh, lapis ones.
I love that.
I hear
this one.
I see Perrier jumping on the phone.
Yeah, little darling.
Oh wow,
nice.
So
purple. Oh,
yeah.
The energy from the crystal specifically will help you go through that aspect, but the aspect that is shaped in the skull. Sorry.
Right.
That kind of happens when I say things in a different language, but we might just leave that for another experience.
Well, thank you, guys. Thank you. We don't want her to get all choked up over a crystal skull now, do we?
Awesome.
So we can hear the drums. The drums have started playing again. I did a little, while I wasn't on camera, I was dancing, of course, to the music. You can imagine that, can't you, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Not.
Those are beautiful,
So
those
what
skulls. Yeah.
Yes. So what have you got up next for us, Laurie?
Well, we got more music and more art.
Okay. Righto. Well, I'll let you go through that while I walk around and chat to everybody here and come back a bit later.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Well, I'll tell you, while Mandi Moo stepped out, why don't we go ahead and play her video and her pieces. As some of you might not realize it, and some of you do know, but Mandi Moo not only works with crystals, she does her mandalas and all kinds of beautiful mandala. She draws them, she paints them, mostly she's drawing them. She was trying to do some of that while she was listening, but her throat got to her, so she coughed and got off for a little while. So she may or may not be back. She hasn't been feeling too well. But in addition to her mandalas and her crystals, she does displays and photographs them. And she makes dream catchers, but they're crystal dream catchers. So she has all this mindfulness art activity that she does outside of her working with the bismuth, outside of her doing all of her experiments and her science projects. She throws herself into her art as well. And that's what this will show. So
here we go, folks. Wowza. That is something.
That just shows you the breadth and depth, and then there's more. Again, we could go on for hours with just the things this girl creates, and on top of it, she does all her research, you know. So it really just shows how multifaceted and multi-gifted. Yeah. Hours and hours and hours. You talk to her for hours on hours about different things, and you know, what do you think?
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted, Dalibor.
Yeah, well, she's definitely a multifaceted, multi-talented person. I would say one of the shining stars of this group. I would say in terms of intellect.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
Well, see, I don't. Unlike you guys, I don't necessarily practice a traditional form of art like music or painting or stuff like that. Although I did take piano for 4 years. During high school, during which time I concurrently also took art metal, which would be like metallurgy and how would you call it? You know, like metal forming, metal working. You know, artisanry, I believe, would be the appropriate term. But I'm also an alchemist, an amateur alchemist. So I make my own tinctures, my own potions. I won't bother showing any of them here. But, you know, I make my own ormus, you know, as we've talked about on a couple of episodes. My own ormus. I've made my own colloidal silver. Colloidal silver. I even made my own lye from scratch out of the ashes of trees and stuff. But it's mostly in my case the application of the 7 alchemical principles in living my life in such a way that I follow the path of a true human being. Where at some point in 2011 I had a stroke, and I was 42 when that happened, and that basically started me on my path to go from being Dalibor M. Suki, banker, director of the stock exchange, all that stuff, to becoming Sun Rabbit, to becoming my authentic self, you could say. Where it wasn't, I realized that life shouldn't be about just the pursuit of money or success or any of that stuff, that I'll never regret. You know, when I'm laying in my deathbed and dying, I'm not going to regret not having spent enough time at work. Okay. It's going to be those regrets are going to be, you know, all the friendships I didn't make, you know, all the people that I didn't connect with, and stuff like that. So, you know, living your life in harmony with those 7 principles also boils down to, you know, ultimately do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Where if you do like the algebra with that, it ultimately comes down to do unto others as you would have others do unto as you have others do unto you. So,
well,
you know,
Dalibor, back in October, I guess early on, when we were pulling this team together at Andromeda, Al Ciriello kept saying to me, Theresa, get Skype. There's a guy named Dalibor Succi Sun Rabbit you just gotta talk to. And I'm like, I don't use Skype. And he says, well, he's on Discord. Find him on Discord. So I went over to Discord and I exchanged with you a little bit. And I was so busy trying to figure out how to pull all this together with him. Plus we were doing the card decks, and it was just, and we could never connect with Dalibor. But let me tell you something. Once Dalibor and I finally did connect on Skype, sparks flew. Sparks just flew. There's nothing you can't talk about with Dalibor, and his form of artistry is in what he alchemizes. It's in his chemistry. It's in his science. And
it's also based on life experience, because not only did I spend a lot of time in college, but I also, despite not having any real degree, I've lived in 4 different countries, speak 4 different languages, you know, that kind of stuff. I've had every single paranormal experience you can imagine, with one exception, and that would be the aliens. So
not yet.
Not yet. No, I haven't been abducted yet. No.
Well, you know, guys, find him on Skype. Skype is, I was afraid of it at first because earlier versions had issues. This is nothing. I downloaded it. It's free. You're on there in seconds. It's Dalibor Succi, and
Yeah.
You know, he's
Actually, me and Mandi have tried Zoom, and Zoom is just
Yeah.
not really that intuitive.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so that was wonderful, and we have yet another. Trina, did you want to add in anything before we start another one? I want to give you opportunity to join in if you have anything you'd like to add.
Well, like I said, y'all know my craft is a little different than most. I think even to define it is kind of tough. But I think if I was to define my favorite thing that I've learned or done, and it's creative and it's always changing, is witnessing miracles. So that's kind of my favorite passion in life, is to see the impossible. So
Katrina, you are a catalyst.
Yeah.
She is a catalyst. Very, very important that people understand, because her understanding and knowledge of the spiritual and everything that she's been through with Brian and sharing of herself, that's a craft in itself and so needed with this group. And you're an integral part of it. And I'm honored to have you be a part of A7, just as Della Barsucci, Samantha as well, and also Theresa, Crystal, Mandi, everyone involved, Jules. It's been quite an amazing experience, but you are the catalyst. You and Brian.
You. And I bring the fire. And what an appropriate time to say a belated happy birthday wish to Theresa.
Oh yeah, here we go. Her birthday was yesterday, everyone.
Happy to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Theresa. Oh, what a group we are. Happy birthday to you.
Make a wish and I'll blow out the fire for you.
Awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
Make a wish.
All right. I got it.
Tell me when you're ready.
Ready.
Your wish is my command.
Yay. Thank you for doing that, Trina.
Thank you, Trina. Appreciate
Kellie
that.
said you're an awesome communicator, by the way.
Oh, thank you. You know, it's such a celebration too, because be Earth Day. You know, thank God that Theresa was born and Laurie was born and Talabar and Samantha and all of us. It's everybody here and everybody watching. You guys make my life wonderful. So thank you so much.
Well,
and I celebrate all of your Be Earth Days.
That's right. Well, speaking of which, the Soul Tribe, on behalf of Laurie and Marsha, pulled it together for the Soul Tribe, sent me a gift in the mail.
Now, this is the Zen box, right?
Yes,
the Zen box that she put together. Okay.
That she put together, which we're going to see on a video in just a moment. But it is heavy. And it was laden with all kinds of crystals and stones.
All those goodies.
All just all kinds of stuff in here.
Wow.
There's just so much to go through, but you're going to see it in detail, much more than I can show you here. So thank you, Soul Tribe, for your love and appreciation. I really appreciated that. That was quite a surprise.
Yeah,
and Laurie was guarding me all week.
If only those postal fees weren't that high. I mean,
I'm
not going to go into detail, but it's just
it's ridiculous. I know.
I mean, as an active eBayer, you know, every time I get an order from Australia, I just cringe. You know, no offense to that country whatsoever, but
well, we have a beautiful video that Laurie's put together for Marsha to show some of her more recent creations. As you all know, Marsha creates products that she does sell, and some folks were saying Mandi ought to sell. Mandi does sell some of her artwork, and if you're interested, contact her. She's on Facebook. She's on Messenger. If there's something you want her to create for you or put together for you. But like Dalibor says, it's the postage fees that you're really paying the extra for. But Marsha has some new creations. So this is both a mindfulness art outlet for Marsha, but it's also her way of expressing her knowledge about the materials that she's working with and actually applying them to be of value to other people in various different ways. And so she thinks very carefully with each person that she prepares a package for, and you can work with her to customize them. So let's show the more recent ones for June and July. She's making wands now, and they're incredible. Trina has one.
Okay.
So
here we go. Let it roll.
Let it roll. Those last few were from my box.
Yeah.
Well, how do you like that? I mean, I would love for her to be able to take this video and put it on her Facebook page somehow so she could play it. I think it would help her promote her products, her art.
You're muted. Okay, she's got it.
Yeah, as I say, and never forget too, Marsha makes amazing custom stuff. So like she made a custom pyramid for me with crystals in it. My wand. I mean, she makes beautiful custom things too.
All
so you
sizes
can
too.
send her any ideas and anything you have, and she can usually nail it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
she can do custom stuff too.
You know, she makes these energy busters that you could put in your gardens. They have the copper coils in them. They have all kinds of crystal chips in them. And I had to pull them out of the garden and wash them off so I could show you tonight. But there we go. I have that green screen thing going on, so it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
But you can sink them down into your garden, and they're decorative for the garden. But they also, give off a lot of energy. Energy busters, she calls them. So, Isby, Ken, if you just go to Queen of Quartz Crystal Network, we have the link in here, and you click on it. You can click on Marsha's, and that takes you to contact information for Marsha, and she can help you from there. And you can custom order whatever you need from her. So,
yeah.
Right,
she makes great wands too. The wands are amazing.
Oh yeah, do you have your wand there, Trina?
Yeah, show your wand.
What she made for Kaz Hawk. Oh my gosh!
Wow,
look at that.
That looks like it's got some power.
Yeah,
it does, guys. This thing is very. When I picked it up, I was like, "Oh my, oh."
I told her, Trina. I told her if she doesn't stop making wands for this soul tribe, I'm gonna have to run for the hills. Y'all would be so powerful. I would be like,
right. Yeah, I literally, when I picked that up, I literally felt the vibration of it. And the same thing when I got the crystal, when I got the pyramid of the crystals, because this thing is just
loaded.
It's gorgeous.
Oh, God, wow, is that gorgeous?
Wow.
Unbelievable. Holy crap.
Wow. That's a different.
Look at that.
The owl.
That's amazing.
Phew.
Gorgeous.
And it's got more.
My goodness.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
See the pieces in the crystal? You can see the crystal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, is that one that, did she carve that?
Karen carved me the crystal, and it was the crystal. I think it was one of the first ones she made with the man and the woman, and she called it the duality crystal. And I bought that from her, and I told Marsha I want to protect it and amplify its power. So I sent it to Marsha and said, could you create a pyramid for me? And this was what she did.
Dang.
Amazing.
Lucky.
This thing will, it keeps my whole room protected.
Yeah.
This is, and I put it right next to my bed. This thing is super powerful.
Lucky Stone says, tell Trina, watch where she points that thing. Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's powerful.
Right.
No doubt.
You're right. Yep.
Funny, Lucky.
Jules is back. What's up, Jules?
Hello, guys. How much longer have we got? What have I got for you? Well,
we're just going to keep it going until whenever. It's Friday night, so we're just going to relax. Keep it going.
Well, you know the lady that said she did the prana healing thing? I went and sat in the chair and she worked doing whatever she did. And I said, I felt that in my legs. So obviously the energy's flowing back down to my legs, to my roots, to my connection with everything. So that's where it went straight away. Went straight to my legs. So, yeah. I thought I'll sit down and just see what they're doing. So there's one over here. She's having a bit of a Reiki thing happening.
Okay. Now, if anybody does have to go, you go ahead and go, and you can watch later. But I do want to play Samantha's next piece after we finish with Jules.
Yeah. We've got people in the park having a picnic. They're in the park having a picnic.
Oh, cool.
There's a few to the show while I connect with our community and see what else they're up to. And have a great night, guys. Thank you. I appreciate you all, and thank you for your gifts and talents.
Well, we'll be around. We have a few more to play. We'll see you in a bit.
Righto.
I love the atmosphere.
Yes, me too.
Me too.
Yeah. So do I. Thanks, guys.
I got to move to Gympie.
Have a look. Here's a lady. Look, she's making an owl in macrame. Look.
I haven't finished it yet.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Love it. That's great.
I've been handing out my book and my new stickers to everybody that come past. I've taken them out of the shop and I'm just giving them away, like I did to you guys.
Awesome.
Great. Very cool.
Yep, it's about getting that message out there to people that it's inside of you, and you got to start writing your own story.
You're so right, Jules.
That's awesome.
The one that you want to live in.
That's it.
Yeah.
Spot
on.
You know, you create your own reality, and it's getting quicker and quicker.
Yeah,
you're right.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes,
anyway,
it is.
Enjoy, and I may pop back in. I'll see.
Okay.
Sounds
Righto.
good.
Thank you, Jules.
Stays cool. Now, there are two very talented sisters. Now, there's a lot of them in this soul tribe, but these are actually blood sisters. The Cross sisters. Laurie and Kellie.
Yep.
They have music and art out the yin-yang. One paints, the other photographs. They both jam out to electric guitar, and God only knows what else those two are up to.
Wow.
So we have two pieces we want to play back to back. One has some of Samantha's composition in it.
Which is Kellie's.
The other does not. They're both fairly short pieces, so they go good together. So we'll just do them back to back and give you an idea of what the Cross sisters are capable of.
All right. We'll go ahead and show Kellie's first. So here we go.
All right.
Beautiful.
Beautiful
Really
music
good
composition,
stuff.
too.
Yes, that went so well,
like
didn't
that
it,
music.
Samantha?
That looked
perfectly.
That looked like Casper the Friendly Ghost in the clouds there.
It did.
Yeah, Casper the Friendly Ghost.
I love that music composition.
Yes,
Samantha. Let's
I
go
do
ahead.
too. I love the birds. I
Yeah,
love
and
how
that's
you
her
put the
backyard.
nature in
All this
there.
is from her backyard, which
Yeah.
is amazing to me.
A little bit of an Australian
Was that
flair.
part of her recording, or was that part of her pictures?
Samantha did the music for it, And then that's all of Kellie's photography that she does. Yeah. And that's
Right,
just
the
a
birds. I
smidge.
kept hearing the birds. Was that part
Yeah,
of the music?
that was
Samantha?
It's all part of
Samantha's-
Australia.
Yep.
And I love that. I love that.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went so well with that too.
Beautiful, Samantha.
All
Just
right.
beautiful.
Thank
let's
you.
do Laurie's, and we'll come back
Okay.
to this. Let's
Here
do
we
Laurie's.
go.
Now this is a different music. It's not Samantha's, but
Right, correct.
yeah. Did that blow you away or not? Did you know that Laurie did that kind of work?
No, I love it.
She's abstract impressionist style.
I love
And
it.
It's
a lot
fresh.
of fun. I enjoy it.
It's fresh. It's full of expression. It's full of color. And
Yeah.
I had no
The
idea.
music is perfect with that.
Uh-huh.
Oh, thanks. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yep. A little bit of jazzy rocky there going on there. But two sisters, and they're both very artistic, same family. And I had no idea Laurie did that kind of work until
Thank
this
you,
show
guys.
came up, and she said, "Oh, I do some painting." I'm like, "Really? Show me." Well, I don't know. I might not include. I put them in there. Let me see them. There's something. I'm like, what do you mean you don't want to put them in the show? Of course you do.
Right.
I want her
She
to
had to
paint
coax me.
I want her to paint me one now. I mean, my God, I have impressionist art all over the house. That's what I love. So it blows me away what kind of talent this Soul Tribe has, and you don't even expect it out of certain people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
She puts these videos together. What does that tell you? You know?
Yeah. I love
okay.
being creative. That's
Love
for
being
sure.
creative. Yep.
Well, I'm also a collector of art. I collect original pieces.
Yep.
What you see behind me, those are not original pieces. That was a print of Hundertwasser, and behind me to the right, that's a handmade painting. I bought it at a flea market, but only because because the guy looks like the lead singer of this one band that I like, even though that was like unintentional on the part of the artist. But under normal circumstances, if I wasn't moving, every single square meter of this apartment would be covered with art.
Yeah.
Every square meter.
She's also a good keyboardist. Oh, Kellie, she didn't tell me that. I know about the
I'm
guitar.
full of surprises.
Laurie. Oh, we're gonna talk. Okay, Kellie. Anyway, Samantha, that was beautiful, and it had a purely Australian flair to it with that beat in the background and the birds.
Yeah,
nature.
meditation
I love
indeed.
that. Nature mixed in with music.
Yeah.
Are you using a synthesizer there? Or?
How did you create that?
I record some of it, yes. Or I've actually written some parts of it as well on a manuscript songwriting program, which you can convert to MIDI and play it that way. And so you end up with the sheet music.
Yeah.
So other musicians can actually play what the notes are without having had to play everything on the physical instruments themselves.
Right.
And it gives you a lot more ability to modify the sound to be exactly what you want it to be. But in the case of that particular piece, I heard it in my mind how I wanted to do it when I was actually standing on the beach watching my mum sit cross-legged watching the sunset. We live on the beach up here, and
Nice.
we see the sunset where my mum lives. there's a bay going into a river. So even though we're on the east coast of Australia, she has water, the sun setting over the water, which is just that little bit more magical.
Beautiful, yeah.
There are still mountains in the background, but it's one of the few places on the east coast, in our area at least, where you can watch the sun set over the water. We have the sunrise over the water every day, but you don't have to go up the creeks. On an island. We're near the Whitsunday Islands as well here. So when I stood watching my mum sit on her rock, sun gazing in the afternoon, they were the birds I could hear. It was rainbow lorikeets. They're tropical birds. They're magpies and peewees, and the sound of the waves rolling in on the waterfront. And my own heart beating, because I just legged it from up the road where Mum lives when she wasn't home. I went, oh, she'll be at the beach watching the sunset. Let's go. So I was like, I could tell, bare feet on the beach, slightly exhilarated in that moment where the sun's just setting. And
gorgeous.
Anyone's it's on my Facebook page with the visual in behind it. I actually took a photo.
Oh, nice.
Of my mum sitting there under that tree in the sunset, and it's one of my favorite photos. So that song was written for that image, for that moment.
Right.
And it automatically takes me to that that visual place.
It fit perfectly with Kellie's photos. Yeah.
Sort of the sound of the palm trees as well. The the kids playing and
well, we have three other artists to go through. We have Rocci Stucci Jr., who turns out not only is an incredibly gifted spiritually with the messages, and I believe probably even a little bit of a seer, and he's being coached. He also is artistic and very emphatic, like his mom. He has gifts like his mom. And right now he's opening his own little business, and he's going to do custom hand-painted fishing lures. And they're very tricky and they're very intricate. So we have a very, very short poppy. His dad made the video for him, and I think he even let his dad paint one of the so Rocci himself has some talent apparently, because he let his dad paint one of them.
So Rocci and Rocci Jr.
Yeah, and he's going to be coming up with a website, and we'll put that out there when he's ready.
Awesome.
Let's take a look at Rocci Jr.
Let's do that.
That's pretty cool. His dad,
stunning.
Yeah,
isn't that? It's a lot of detail, and it's the detail and the realism that works with a fishing lure. Yeah. You know,
if I was a fish, I'd go for it.
Yeah.
I'd go for it.
As soon as I can, I'm going to order a couple because they really look like they would do the job. And I would like to have him on to Andromeda, Rocci Jr. If he's up to it, I'm going to reach out to him and his dad and say, hey, guys, interested? Because Rocci Jr., he has some really unique perspectives for his age. I think he's 18 or 19. I think he would add a lot of value to some of the discussions we've had, depending on the topic. And so I don't know if he's up to it or not, but I'll ask him. But eventually, I'd like him to showcase more of his pieces, and when he gets his website ready. So maybe the time to bring him on is when he has his website up and running, and he wants to come on and share his story. He has some incredible stories to share, and he can share his story and tell us more about his products. I'm sorry, Trini, what were you going to say?
I love the potential of the kids coming up and starting to, express what's going on in their head and their views, because they're the future. So I just think that's fabulous.
Yeah. He's so cool, amazing young man. He really is. And his parents.
Yeah,
he's fantastic parents. Yeah.
Great job, Rocky.
Yeah.
All right, JR. We'll see what we can do to get him on. Okay. Cool. Then Scotty Roberts. Now, Scotty has a couple pieces here in mind, so I don't know which one you want to go with first, Laurie.
I'll do. We'll play Scotty's first.
Okay.
We have you, and then we have one for Al as well.
Al Ciriello is. We got him too.
Yep.
So now with Scotty, he's one of these folks that's. I guess the best thing you could do to refer to him would be a Renaissance man. Because when I first, I mean, it's not just his ability to communicate and express himself is done through not only his writing, it's done through singing, it's done through acting and performing, his illustrations and designs, and he too is an artist in terms of painting. And I didn't really know that for a while until I saw his murals. He does murals for different businesses around town. So what we've done is we've pulled those out because a lot of people in the tribe have already seen his illustrations and his book designs and some of the artwork that he does at that level. This is a whole nother level. But before that, we also have a vocal composition. Now, some of you who follow him have heard him sing. Others have not. And he doesn't even need music. Samantha will relate to this. He's everything with his voice. So we're going to play. Now, he has a piece called Gympie. It's a ballad. It's very dramatic. It's about 6 minutes long, so we don't have time to do the whole thing. So we'll probably do the first couple verses. And it's just to give you a feel for his potential. And you can always go out and take a look at his website at scottallenroberts.com and get more of a picture. But this will give you an idea of how he expresses his soul and his heart through his voice. We'll do that, and then we'll go on to his murals. If you could do it, Laurie.
I'm going to try.
Okay.
I
can't share the Dropbox.
I'm going to the Dropbox right now, but I'm going to have to share the screen to do it.
Okay.
All right. Tell me if you can see this.
Yes. Yep.
I had to take this off of a discussion you and I were having. So there it is for the world to see.
That's all right.
Let's see if I can get this to play. Here we go.
Raise your flask. Aim your rifles high. I've had a dream I've seen we three should have no fear at all. You'll die in Canora Bay, you Jim in Winnipeg, and I will end my days in Montreal. These people come to see me in my bedroom, with faces dim and names I can't recall. Some woman with a golden ring, she comes to comb my hair. Then she dresses me and walks me down the hall. I can still put one foot before the other if someone points the way for me to go. Today the sun is shining and a crowd has gathered round. They put circles of red flowers on stones. Raise your flask. Aim your rifles high. I've had a dream I've seen we You should have no fear at all. You'll die in Kenora Bay. You, Jim, in Winnipeg. And I will end my days in Montreal.
Awesome.
Yeah. Sometimes he'll sing to us on his program. Sometimes he just have you heard him sing?
Yeah, he sings very good. And I love how he loves to sing like animating like a play. He likes to sing stories, and he sings in story, and it's so beautiful because it's just neat. It's some of the old things that were done, and some of the old ways that the most sacred information was carried forth that would have been lost if it wasn't for those stories being sang. And Scotty's a great representation of that.
I'm going to do a quick share screen here, and I'm going to go to the entire screen.
Okay.
And hit share, right? Okay, so I have to click entire screen and share. I'm going to go over here to a Scotty folder that I created. You see, artistry and expression are also done in costuming. This man gets involved with reenactments, and he also does Ren fairs, just like I used to. I was a designer for stage and lighting and costume design at University of Maryland. Now, Scotty doesn't necessarily design costumes, but I bet you he has an awful lot to say in how they're put together. So this is just
a buff dude, wasn't he?
He was a buff dude, and he still is. He doesn't like to admit it, but he still is.
Wow.
There we go. Let's get over here to that's him in Egypt, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Here he is at a Ren fair. Now that's young. That is Sam, I think, not Flynn. That's Sam when Sam was younger. So he's got his whole family involved in this activity.
Wow, cool.
And they all love to express themselves artistically. This is one of his costumes. Here's yet another where he's doing. He's in a car.
That's awesome.
That's just freaking awesome. Yeah.
Could you imagine getting stopped by a cop and the cop looks at you like, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
What are you at? George Washington? Wait a minute.
Want an apple, sir?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. There's another Ren fair, another character he's playing.
Cool. Very cool.
These costumes are so authentic and so ornate, and I know darn well he has plenty to do with it. There's yet another one where I think he's like the king.
Yeah.
And he's also part of a Scottish regiment.
Yeah, with all the paraphernalia.
Yeah, he's part of a Scottish regiment that does reenactments, or he used to. I don't know how active he is in it anymore because it's a lot to do. Wow. But it gives you an idea of the different types of characters that he plays and how he expresses his artistry and mindfulness activities. He met his wife at a Ren fair, Rainey, his second wife, Rainey.
Wow.
Now, how do I unshare this? Let's see.
I will unshare for you.
Stop sharing. There we go.
Got it.
So that just gives you an idea of yet another way that he puts his energies into artistry. And now we have his murals to show.
Here we go.
Yep. We'd love to use his Scottish music. Yes, he resonates deeply with Scotland and his heritage. Hey, Jules.
Jules is back.
She's
Just Jules. Just Jules.
What's up, girl? What's up?
Oh, I've just been connecting. That's all. Just connecting and chatting to people and seeing what they actually do and how they got into what they do. Like, what was the initial actual spark that created them doing what they love, you know? So just that's all. Just chatting with people and finding out connections.
Well, that's what it's all about.
That is what it's all about.
Building connections.
But it's just curious. And I go, oh, look, I remember you from high school. How did you get into this?
A bit different from high school, huh, Jules?
A bit different. This girl's not like that. Not that girl at high school. Oh, my God. She never said anything.
Now, it's a completely different story.
Huh? That's right. That's right.
It is indeed. I won't tell you what happened. Oh, well, I can actually, because I may as well tell you. In grade 1, obviously, I was a little chatter because you had something to say. The teacher came along and hit me. So I shut up and said nothing all the way through school. So no one even knew I existed.
Yeah. Well.
Wow. Isn't it amazing how little things like that affect you for such a long time?
Yeah. No one knew I even, like the headmaster at the high school, Mum used to go there with the other 3 sisters, and Mum said, I had an older daughter. No, you wouldn't have seen her because she doesn't do anything wrong.
You just sat in the corner, stayed quiet, and became the observer, didn't you?
Probably.
She did.
That. Yeah.
Got a lag there.
So it's just interesting how your life unfolds, isn't it? You know, and then people go, "Oh my goodness, that's not you, Julie Ann." No,
hard to believe.
Yeah, hard to believe.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good fun. I truly stepping up and being who I've come here to be.
That's right, and we love that about you, Jules. We love that.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah,
everybody, just do you.
Time.
Yep.
That's all you can do. You are you. You can't be anybody else. You are your own guru.
That's
you
true.
Are you.
That's right. Well, okay. Well, we have a couple more, Jules, and then we're done.
Yep.
Righto. Well, I'll say goodbye to everybody now. Thank you so much again, Samantha, for your craft, Delabar, yours, Tina, and you 2 girls that run the show. You do a great job, and everybody out there in their world, step up and be who you've come here to be, guys, because that's who's saving the planet. It's you.
That's true.
Yes.
Very true. Love you, Jules.
Thank you, Jules.
Right, thank you. Okay,
thanks for bringing the Expo to us. Bye-bye, honey. She's a sweetheart. She really wanted to bring this to she's so creative when she comes to communicating what she thinks this tribe really needs to know, you know?
Yeah, she is.
And like Scotty, she dresses up and just performs her way through it. And so does Audrey, by the way.
Yeah, no
Audrey
doubt.
and Michelle Dunbar. Yeah.
Yep.
The 2 of them are always dressing up and going to some festival or something. So it's just a way of expressing, you know. So we have Al's work. Al's done some new work, and I have my piece, but Al's done some really.
I'm excited for everyone to see. This is really great. So here we go.
I'm gonna have to run. I gotta do my puppy's cancer treatment and all that good stuff. So
all right, Trina. Love you. Thank you.
See you later.
Take care.
Have a good weekend.
Take care.
Good weekend.
All right. So here we go with Al's video.
Yep.
Here we go.
I love that music for Al's art.
Yeah, it was cool.
That is
Good
Al's,
job, Al.
Al's masculine energy right there.
Oh, yeah. Had to pick just the right music. That's
And
important.
I just want to say with Al, you see what he's doing here. He tries to stay in touch, in contact with people. And his way of doing that is to let you know that he has picked up on your vibe in a certain way, and he's expressing it back to you from his heart through his card art. It's the best way I can explain it.
Yeah, like in the card he did for me, he included the photograph I had sent him of my rabbit. So
Yes.
I was really pleased to see that there. Yeah.
He'll tune in to something about you, something you're going through intuitively, and then he'll express his appreciation and gratitude for you through that art expression. If that makes any sense. And sometimes it's playful, he's just kidding around. Sometimes it's love because he deeply cares about something you're going through, and he feels for you. And sometimes it's just because he wants you to know he's paying attention. Yeah. That's the way Al communicates. How else is he going to do it when he's behind a wheel all day long, and he can only text with certain people at certain times? This is his way of communicating. It's
and being part of the soul tribe,
and being part of everything. It's his part. It's keeping tied in. But you notice what he just did with Michelle's son. He has an intuitive way of feeling things about people, and that's the way he expresses it. So, anyway, and you saw the cards that he's put together so far for the second card deck. There's more we're working on, but it's making great progress. Okay, so I'm the last one.
Yeah.
The way I express mine. Most of you have seen my garden work. Some of you haven't, but I don't sculpture. But what I do is I take broken things, and I put broken things back together in such a way as to make them come alive again. So their color schemes might be completely different than that which they were created with. I have no idea. Usually they're so busted up and so worn out that you can't really tell. But rather than throw it away, I just bring it back to life. That's all I do. And I give it away. I give them back to people. They'll say, oh, that's broken. Let me fix that for you. Just going to throw it away. But you find out there's a story behind every piece. There's an emotional attachment that these people have to these items. They don't want to throw them out, but they're so upset they can't bear to look at it anymore, so they want to pitch it. When you find out what the story is, you can and if it's a period piece, you can do the research. And you can get historically accurate information on the period. And then you just bring it together and breathe life into it, recreate it, and give it out. So we'll show you what some of that looks like.
All right, here we go.
That's adorable.
So cool. So cool.
Yeah. Those little the girl on the bench and the little boy at the end was a friend of mine's dad, and he lost his wife. And one of those pieces, I think the one with the girl, he said reminded her when he first met her. They were children when they met on a farm down in Southern Virginia somewhere, and he said they met really young as children, and that's the way she used to dress. And somebody painted that thing black. I could not get the black off of there. So, and it was busted and water was leaking into it. And he was kind of a little sad about it, a little sentimental about it, because he always liked it because it reminded him of his wife. So I saw some pictures, and I know Lois, and I saw some pictures, took some pictures. And I looked at the hairstyle and the clothing, and I did the research for that time period. And I checked it out with him. I went back and I worked off of her photograph and the style of clothing for the time. And I gave it to him for, I think it was his birthday. And he was just like, whoa. Wasn't even like that when he first had it. I think it was all white or something. He just blew him away. He's like, that's Lois when she was a kid. I'm like, well, there you go. And you were going to throw it out. Same thing with that little boy. And when I looked at it, I'm like, that reminds me of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn.
Yeah,
totally. It just freaking reminds me.
And what is he wearing? Blue jeans. He should be. His jeans should be blue.
Yeah, he had the straw hat, and he had the not a straw color or anything, and that again was busted up, and the neck was broken, and he had glue around it, so I turned it into a handkerchief.
Oh, smart. Yeah.
And I repaired it. Yeah, I repair all the cracks and everything, and then I looked up Tom.
How big was that first piece? That looked like it was pretty big.
It was. It sits about, I don't know, about 1.5 to 2 feet tall, and it's about, about a foot wide. I mean, it's a good sized piece.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I just wasn't certain based on.
It wasn't tiny. It was a good size, heavy piece, and it just meant something to him, and I gave him something back that he really needed, and so that's the kind of work I do, and I don't charge for it. I don't charge anybody for anything. I just like bringing things back to life, things that are broken, and I have feelings because I put myself back together because I was broken.
Interesting.
That might be. I just put myself into it because I love to do it. It's fun. I like nature and I like animals, but as you can see, I do other things too. So
I love the chipmunks. Those are my favorite.
And Laurie played. So that's that kind of music Laurie played for my video. That's the kind of music I listen to like frickin' all day because it just keeps me going.
Yeah.
And I also listen to classic jazz and old time rhythm and blues and and big band music and swing music and all that kind of stuff, but more so than the modern electronica. But I do like some of that too. So.
Yeah, I prefer the classical Euro dance. Which is all the rage here.
Yeah.
Standard.
Anything that gets you on your feet and moving, that's the best part. Yeah.
Yeah, but with COVID now and all this stuff that's going on, nobody's brought me anything broken or anything that, I haven't seen anything. Sometimes I just find things at yard sales or people are throwing them out on the street and I'll say, there's a broken statue over there that somebody's thrown out and I'll go grab it and put it back together.
That's great.
So anyway, closing remarks. Samantha, would you like to chime in here, and how would you like to come back once in a while and sit in on the panel on
Samantha, we'd love it.
You're on mute, Samantha. She's muted. There you go.
I can't guarantee to stay quiet very long, so that
I love
not interrupt anybody else. So I'm on mute. Thank you for having me again. Thank you for inviting me. It was great. I loved it. I haven't done much anywhere near as much composition as I would like to, or I haven't recorded very much of my composition as I would have liked to over the years. And it's something that now with our technology, we're just beginning to be able to have access to at our homes, where you don't have to pay phenomenal amounts of money for a recording studio.
Exactly.
And getting to the point of where you're so polished, it's worth paying the money to go to a studio. Having a new idea for a song and being able to play it on an instrument and record it on the computer, or write music on the computer in a mathematical type format, has also, you know, opened it to everyone. We're not limited. Anyone who isn't a musician can do exactly that second piece that you played of mine. That was a digitally created piece of music, and so anyone can do that. And I'll be doing more recording.
Well, now, you know, some of your recordings that you sent us are soundtracks for like children's drama.
One of them.
Another's like a suspense thriller piece.
Yeah. So for the piece I sent you for the children, it was made for an advertisement for a children's musical dance.
Yeah.
So that sound of the circus.
It was really good.
It reminded me of that. Yep.
It was really good. We wanted to load them so we could.
And noise and stuff like that. So it's a bit chaos, a bit hectic. I sent a few different ones to you to give you a bit of a scope.
Well, we wanted to load them, but we ran out of room on the box. You know, Laurie only has so much room to put all the video and sound here, so we kind of ran out of room to load it all.
Samantha, do you have a little riff? You're sitting by your piano there. Do you have a quick little riff you can show off a bit?
Something original?
Yeah, right there. Right at your piano there. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea, Laurie. Yeah.
I'd love to hear it. Oh, here we go. Just do what you feel. Do what you feel.
On the spot.
Yeah.
Under pressure.
No pressure. Just fun. Pure fun.
Could play for hours. Now that I've started.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Nice.
Beautiful, Samantha.
Thank you, Samantha.
You're the best.
Love to have you back on to actually join in.
Always welcome.
On a panel discussion. So what I'll do is when we have some topics that come up, I'll shoot them over to you so you can see what we're discussing. And if you see something that resonates and you want to join in on the panel that night and you're available, we'll make sure we include you in on it.
Right. Thank you.
Or if you have something you want to talk about, bring it to our attention. We'll put it on we'll bring it onto the show. Okay.
Absolutely.
Open a can of worms.
I love that.
You know, we just don't and listen, we have a big soul tribe and there's other channels. So some handle some topics better than others or differently than others. And there's Robert, he's out there, and Slightly Slanted Steve, and there's just a bunch of folks. So if don't worry if it's not an exact fit for Andromeda. It might be a fit for one of the other shows in the Soul Tribe, because we all do things a little differently. So you're part of the group now. So.
We love it. We love you, Samantha. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
And all your music.
And folks out there had questions like Al would like to use some of Laurie's art for backgrounds for some future cards. So we'll take a closer look at chat when it becomes available later and see what kind of, and we'll get back to you folks with questions. No, I don't sell my art, Al. It's just I wouldn't feel right about it. I'm just putting something back together, and if it's something that I didn't buy or somebody didn't give me and I just found it, then it's meant to be gifted to somebody. That's just,
there you go.
That's just the way I am.
Mm-hmm. You got what you needed out of it, and
I got what I needed was the mindfulness and the creativity,
and to give it to someone else. That's where the true pleasure comes.
I don't do art for sales. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, Dalibor, any last words?
Well, not that I can think of, but I'm sure there's going to be ample time to talk about other things in other episodes, regarding art. I mean, like I said, I'm not exactly the artistic type in the traditional sense, but my father, he's an artist. He was a photographer his entire life. So he did mostly like catalogs and stuff, catalog, like antiques and art catalogs. So that's his background. He also paints, and we grew up, in a musical household. My parents actually met in a band in the 60s. So we had all kinds of musical instruments in the home, every opportunity to, pick up a musical instrument or whatever. I never gravitated toward it. I basically just took the piano lessons because I was forced into it. My brother, he took up guitar, bass, as well as keyboard. We had a piano in the home, like actually not like a full piano, but what was it? A Yamaha CP30, I believe it was. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. So, but which is weird because my father was the artist and my mother, she was actually, the engineer. She's a mechanical engineer, so it's kind of like a role reversal, you could say. Because that's a typically male occupation, mechanical engineering, like designing machinery and stuff like that. So
well, for those that hung in there or those that are watching later or whatever, advanced or skipped to the end, however it is you do things, if you have a gift, an artful talent that you would like to share, let me know. Let us know. And we will
do this again.
We'll do this again. I mean, Isby just says, I love playing keyboards.
Great.
So I'm sure we have folks out there that play piano and guitar, flute. And if you want to share some of your music and some of your art with folks for a relaxing evening, we'll do it again sometime, okay?
Yeah.
So thanks everyone who participated and those in chat who hung out with us tonight.
Yep. Thank you.
And we'll see you all, I guess, next Wednesday.
Sounds good.
See you in Roberts tomorrow, okay?
Yes, for sure.
Thank you, Samantha.
Peace and love, everyone. Thank you, Samantha.
Peace out.